everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're finding me for the very first time, please click that like and subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content here on this channel. So we had some news about Marvel Studios and some of their release dates going forward here. Obviously, over the next 2 years, we've got a jam-packed slate between Disney Plus and the theaters, obviously. And 2021 alone, we've still got Black Widow coming, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We've also got the Eternals and Spider-Man No Way Home, which I'm going to be doing another video about that, so check it out on my channel about all the crazy rumors about that movie. And then in 2022, we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Sorry, I got that wrong. And Thor: Love and Thunder. We're also going to have, let's see, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and the Marvels. That's a lot to remember. It's a lot of stuff going on at Marvel Studios right now. But we also had another release date that was scheduled for 2022 in October that never got a title for what the movie was going to be. Now we've got a little bit more news about what was going to happen with that, probably. So this comes to us from the Direct. Disney delays 2 upcoming Marvel Studios movies. Marvel Studios' schedule over the next couple years, as I mentioned, is packed to the brim, both in terms of production and releases for theatrical movies and Disney Plus shows. Even with so much announced, the MCU still has its fair share of confirmed theatrical release dates with no movies attached to those dates. This has been a common trend for Marvel Studios over the years, as the team continually looks to the future with dozens of projects in the works. The release schedule for Phase 4 has 5 confirmed movies without release dates to them yet, including widely anticipated entries like John Watts' Fantastic Four and Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool 3. These 2 films and more are still in pre-production, although Marvel certainly has plenty of open dates in which to slot them in the near future. Interestingly enough, though, a couple of those dates just moved. Disney, via comic book, has delayed the release dates for 2 of Marvel Studios' unannounced movies in the next 2 years. The studio's October 7th, 2022 movie has been pushed back a full year to October 6th, 2023. Meanwhile, the unconfirmed movie set for November 3rd, 2023 was delayed only by 1 week to November 10th, 2023. There are currently 5 MCU films that have been announced or reported without a release date: Fantastic Four, Blade, Deadpool 3, Captain America 4, and The Mutants, which is the X-Men reboot movie that they're probably going to be doing. It's still unclear which movies, announced or unannounced, will land in these 2 new 2023 slots. So but here's the thing. A lot of people tend to forget that months ago, they announced a lot of releases or release dates for the MCU going forward. And we didn't know about some of the titles like, Black Panther 2 when it was going to be, or Captain Marvel 2 when it was going to be, or Ant-Man and the Wasp, or Guardians of the Galaxy. We didn't know any of these release dates. So Marvel does this thing where they will plant their flag on a release date years in advance. That way they have a release date ready to go, and they're going to tell you the title when it's time to tell you the title. So what Marvel Studios did was put a release date on October 7th, 2022. But something came up a little bit ago. It's been at least 6 months ago or more, probably. That's when Sony announced they were going to put their sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated film starring the beloved character of Miles Morales, the second movie of that series, on October 7th, 2022. So because of that, I'm sure Marvel Studios decided, okay, well, we can't release another Marvel movie the same day as that animated sequel. So they decided to move it a year. Now, so a lot of people tend to forget that movie was already scheduled for October 7th. And so I just assumed that meant the movie from Marvel Studios and the MCU was pretty well scrapped, or they added a release date down the road and they just hadn't told anybody about that release date being canceled. Because obviously 2022, as I mentioned, was already full with Doctor Strange 2, Thor 4, Black Panther 2, and of course Captain Marvel 2, which is now called The Marvels. So I just assumed, okay, that was going to be it for 2022, and it is for now. Of course, we're also getting Morbius and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2. So 2022 for Marvel alone is 6 films. May not be all connected to the MCU just yet, but they're definitely kind of adjacent to it if you know the Spider-Man No Way Home rumors. 2022 is already pretty stacked as it is. So adding, this other date in October of 2023 for that film, you know, it just adds to what will now be the big headline here. Is everybody's talking about the delay? Oh, Marvel delayed. That's a negative. It's a negative. This is a positive, ladies and gentlemen, because if you're a comic book fan and love their movies that they're doing here, the MCU now has 5. Count them, 5 films in 2023. We already know about Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Quantumania movie they're doing, the 3rd Ant-Man film. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 just got a release date in May of 2023. So now we have those 2 films confirmed for that year. And we have untitled films releasing in July, October, and now 6 weeks later in November, where they shifted that one movie back a week to probably give the October movie a little bit more time to breathe. So that's 5 MCU films. And that does not include, you know, Kraven the Hunter that was just announced for Sony, and most likely another Sony film that they're trying to do at least 2 a year, seems like now, to try to build out this Sony Spider-Verse, so to speak. So that's going to be at least 6 Marvel films then too. And that doesn't even count the DC stuff that they're doing. And DC and Warner Brothers already announced they're going to be doing 4 DC films a year and 4 TV movies a year on HBO Max. So that's going to be, you know, at least 10 comic book films coming your way in 2022 and 2023 from Marvel and DC. It is a good time to be alive if you're a comic book nerd or just a geek in general. So this is not a negative, ladies and gentlemen. It just added a little bit more to our 2023 goodie pile here, if you want to call it that. So, I mean, this is, in my opinion, great news. Yeah, obviously, because like I said, I thought the October date just meant, okay, that movie was canceled. Now we're getting an extra film that nobody knew about. I mean, it could be one of any of those films that Marvel has yet to release release dates for, or, you know, put the title on the date, so to speak. But they're coming. They're all coming. We all just need to be patient. And, of course, that also doesn't include all the Disney Plus shows that Marvel's doing already this year. We've got 6 shows coming out on Disney Plus this year. Probably going to have something similar to that next year. It's getting to a point where, yes, a lot of people will feel like the comic book genre is being oversaturated. But it's also one of those things, especially in Marvel's case. DC is slowly getting there, too, with some of their TV stuff on HBO Max as well. It's going to come to a point with Marvel, especially from January through December. Either there's going to be a movie in theaters or there's going to be a TV series on Disney Plus. So there's always going to be something new coming out from Marvel throughout the entire year. And that is incredible to think about. Gone are the days when we had to wait 4 years, 3 years for just maybe another movie, or sometimes in comic book cases, even longer for a new entry. It is a great time, like I said, to be alive, to be a geek fan. And I cannot wait for each and every single one of these. But what do you guys think about the delay of Marvel delaying a couple of their untitled release dates? Comment down below. Let me know. Are you excited for these new movies coming out? And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content here on my channel. And until my next video, guys, take care.
Target.